Hi everyone. This step involves adding a layer that suggests improvements to your study area that would make it more sustainable, more economically friendly, and more sociable. So what we're going to do is open up our map. So once again, we go into our content area, make sure that you have all your content active, find your map, it's called a web map, and then just simply click on the little thumbnail to open up the map. So at the moment, I'm in details mode, which means that I can see the names of the layers so long as I have content clicked on. So what we want to do is just simply turn off the existing layers. I know where my study area is. And now I'm going to create a new layer. And the one thing that I'm going to suggest for improving my local area is building bike paths. Now, bike paths typically are following straight lines, so I'm going to use the line tool. And there's a elementary school that's just outside of my study area. It's up here. Um, but unfortunately, my study area doesn't have any bike paths that connect it. Now, this is a very busy road, and so is this one here. So because I've got roads that run or streets that run parallel to that major road that are pretty straight, I'm going to suggest that I'll put the bike paths on the parallel roads instead of on the major artery roads. So that may not be a good idea for your study area, but in my case, I think that it's the best sort of approach. So I'm just going to click on the line tool, and I want to start from the very edge of my study area. I'm just going to single click, and I can click and drag to bring the map down, and then double click at the end. So I'm going to call this bike lane, and I'm going to change the symbol so that it sticks out a little bit more on my map. So I'm going to go for a blue line because I've already been using red. Make a little thicker, maybe around 4. Not quite visible. I'm going to bump it up to 6. There we go. Now we can really see it. But that only covers this side of the major street, so I want to create another sort of section to the bike lane over here. And oops, that's my recent color. I think I used line 6. And there we go. I've suggested a couple of bike lanes to connect to the local elementary school. So what I want to do is I want to go back, and um, I should have said what I want to do, which is build bike lanes. And I want to also explain what's the value of building the bike lanes. What are the value for maybe the environment or maybe for socializing, and include that in my description for each one of those bike lanes. So I've got 2 line features here. So I'm going to just click on the first one here and paste it in there. And just in case the teacher clicks on the other one, I'm going to paste it into the other one just so that it's pretty clear that it's there. Now, what we could do is we can find a Google image of a bike lane to suggest what kind of bike lane you might be interested in. So I'm just going to open up Google here and go to bike lanes, find some images, and think of a style that I like. So, for instance, the dotted line, I think that's a horrible approach. Maybe if you don't have much of a budget, that would be good. This one is what we call a bollard approach. So there's these little things that separate the bike lane from um, the main street here. Um, and then there's the physical barrier. So you can see here that there's actually like a curb that is preventing you from going there. And then there's the double-sided sidewalk. I like the double-sided sidewalk. Um, so maybe I'll go with that one. So let's click on it. And what I need to do is right click on this and go copy image address. Don't copy the image and don't copy the just plain old link. All right. It's copy image address. So when I do that and I put it into my little image URL, I'm just going to put it into the other one also. When I go into details mode and click on my map, you'll see that it pops up as a nice little picture of the type of bike lane that I like. Now, sometimes there might be an issue, and you'll see like the broken image symbol that pops up here. So if that's the case, what you want to do is just simply click on edit. And if HTTP is written twice here, that's probably your problem. Um, or if you take a look at the file type here, it's a JPG. If it's not a PNG, a JPG, more than likely it's not going to work. All right. So if it's a WEBM type of file, not going to work. All right. So your first picture may not work. You might have to try a different one, but it's really nice to include the images. Don't forget to save your work.